Stay Alive is a survival horror tabletop role-playing game with elements of violence, emotional trauma, biological infection, and may include other mature content or themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Joe. There's a red light on. What's that mean?
You think it's stoplight rules or?
Just here to wish you a great year at Hillington High.
Hey, Mr. John, you bet that what?
What? You know, at Hillington High, our honor roll has the highest GPA in the state. Do you have what it takes to make the honor roll? That good, Jimmy?
You're all good?
Testing.
Previously on Stay Alive, our survivor group had found themselves navigating northward from Silver City, Georgia, en route to Chicago for reasons somewhat obscured in the confidential details of their operative companions. However, on the way there, they were interrupted by a steely gang of trappers that were seemingly servicing some other unknown and certainly untoward group and found themselves the prey in the most dangerous of games, being hunted for sport in the woods with Xerk all around them. Fortunately, our survivors were able to best their pursuers, and the majority of those who survived were able to push forward, pursuing the pre existing route and ultimately arriving at what appeared to be an old ARC research lab. Staying back behind with a separate operative, David, and operative Taurus, undertaking a separate mission of more covert means. At the research facility, it was quickly understood that the procurement of a very specific sample as well as a prototype synthesizer were necessary for cultivating some form or formulation of antidote, antivirus, or something to that effect. And within the span of trying to procure these items, it was also revealed that Operative Vapor, a very tough, rugged, and rough and tumble, uneasy ally of the survivors, had ulterior motives and means she was looking to pursue, collecting the sample for herself and potentially looking to procure the synthesizer for herself as well. Unbeknownst to the rest of the survivor group, it seems as if Operative Vapor's dispatching of the survivor Smokey went unnoticed long enough that the chaos and tumultuous relationship between Lexi and Jolene saw pursuits of collecting the synthesizer on the opposite side of the facility while Addison put together the pieces as to what had happened to Smokey. In a culmination that took place in a simultaneous and somewhat explosive finish, Addison was able to make determinations on Vapor's true initiative, as she seemed to willingly endanger and cause harm to one of her fellow operatives, and asked her a few specific questions, the outcome of which unknown, as she was able to cloak and quickly began to flee as Addison was in quick pursuit. On the opposite side of the facility, Jolene and Lexi had entered into the prototype lab, collected the synthesizer, but had a lumbering Xercules outside the lab, and ultimately had very few options of escape. After having collected the lighter from her now deceased partner Jacob, Jolene used the lighter that she had recovered from Lexi to ignite some of the flammable experimental materials within the prototype lab, removing the Xercules and herself from further contention of pushing onward. But while the research facility burns, Xerk everywhere, and this fast-paced chaos coming to place in the wake of Smokey's loss was the potential gain for the rest of the party, as Esme, a lone wolf, isolated style survivor, ended up making her way into the research facility, specifically looking to collect additional resources, only to quickly find herself embroiled in a chaotic whirlwind of violence and danger. Her outcome and circumstances somewhat yet unknown, but we will certainly return to that after picking up with David. After the gunshots in the woods settle down, there is a brief moment of pause, and as Operative Seeker and Taurus begin leaving and walking away to procure the collected force of the rest of your surviving companions, Taurus, now having brushed all of the leaves and dirt off the front of his tactical gear and kind of making some adjustments from the injuries he had sustained as part of the car crash that the trappers had forcibly brought your vehicle to a halt with. He walks up to you very casually. What did they tell you?
About, like, what's next, or?
Perfect. I need your help with something.
All right, sure. Hey, how'd you fare out there?
We did all right, We're currently up in the series 1-0 right now, so all things being equal, I'd say we're in good shape.
Cool, yeah. Hey, check out what I got. And I'll pull out of, like, my back pocket this plastic bunny mask that I stole from that random killer in the woods, and 2 meat hooks. I'm like,
you look like
do I look unhinged yet?
Horror movie. I mean, sure. Is that what you're going for? Or?
No. Why would I go for that? It's just,
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, are you doing like a little levity or something? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, well, now if I ever want to look like a serial killer, I can.
You see him kind of look down at all his gear and like the knives protruding from multiple pockets. And yeah, all right. Anyways, look, I think they're pushing up to collect something that I was hoping we could very casually drive up to the front door and not have all of that happen. But since we got derailed a little bit, I was wondering if you could help me with something personal.
Sure.
Shouldn't take long, but it's just a little out of the way, and I've seen you around enough. I know that you're capable, and I know you're looking to help, obviously. So, maybe I could trust you with it since they're gonna be focused on other stuff.
Yeah, of course. What are we looking to grab?
Well, the reason I ended up limping back to that school is I was picking somebody up, high value target in a helicopter.
Right. Something about the doctor.
Yeah. Chopper got shot down, and I think I don't know. Somebody from ARC sent a cleaner team to come get me in the dock, and well, they didn't get me. But on that helicopter is a important piece of communication equipment, we'll say. I've got some concerns about it, and as long as we're close, I kind of want to get things taken care of. The only people that knew we were on that chopper was the Angels, so just want to look into something.
Okay. Let's suppose if we move quick, we can get back before anyone realizes we're missing.
Yeah, well, the lab they're moving towards, I think it's just a few miles up north that way, so we'll be in good shape.
Perfect. Let's go.
And he turns and begins to walk. You see him every now and then kind of playing with his knife, almost like a fidgeting comfort item of some kind, sort of flipping it back and forth. Measured paces as he stares off, kind of not paying attention to the surrounding environment or area. Specifically looking to kind of avoid the aggregation of the Xerk that are filling in the area and the immediate blast of gunfire and movement seeming to suggest maybe whatever is taking place kind of just in the brush beyond. The operatives and your fellow survivors are likely having a little bit of trouble, but certainly making the best of it. Stopping only occasionally to look that direction, maybe second-guessing whether or not you should be quickly reporting for assistive protection over in that direction. Taurus carries on with a relatively quiet tone. It's probably a good 45 minutes before he even says anything to you, and it's kind of simultaneous with him tucking his knife back away into his vest. How are you doing, by the way?
I figure if I just keep putting one foot in front of the other, maybe don't spend too much time thinking about it and be all right.
You're talking about walking. That's just walking.
Right, but like as a coping mechanism, if you just continue moving forward without allowing yourself to stop and be overcome by the emotions, it seems like that's a great way to keep living. So, how are you doing? What's your strategy here? You know, you lost a friend.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same thing that I always did, but in his name, I try to do it in a much grander, more ridiculous fashion.
And what you always been,
blow stuff up where you can and
right.
make things overly flashy and unnecessary, but in a way that makes it feel purposeful,
Would you say that helps with the loss of loved ones? No. Okay. Just curious, I'm shopping around right now for therapy, I guess, options.
Sure. I think you find someone with good advice, and then you ask them who they get their advice from, and then you you ultimately get to the final boss of advice giving, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
you just have, that's how you win, I'm pretty sure.
Sure. Yeah. So, right, no offense, I don't think your advice on the subject is really what I'm looking for. Do you know anyone who gives good advice?
I did.
Fair. I used to know a few folks who gave good advice too. And, well,
Yeah,
they're
Gwen seems
all
sharp.
dead now. Yeah, she was smarter than anybody else I ever met. But,
What'd she tell you to do?
she told me to get this book of hers, her notebook, to someone who knew how to use it, like a doctor or something, and to not try to be a hero.
Yeah, you might have fucked up already, David.
I told her I was a lost cause, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, she seemed like she knew what she was doing. I'm sure if she stuck with you, she had good reason.
Oh yeah. But I'm looking for like some sounding boards. Really, I think more than anything else, just like like who do you turn to when everyone else that's ever been a support system for you is now dead?
It's pretty grim, man. That's it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Right, like, how close are we to this thing?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It should be around here somewhere. You'll know it when you see it.
Right.
And there's
Helicopter
this
crashing off.
awkward sort of separation where he's kind of purposefully not paying attention to you, kind of obfuscating his gaze a little bit. Go ahead and make an effort to notice for me, please.
That's a 6.
Okay. So you're continuing to navigate around probably another 15 to 20 minutes until you ultimately find this clearly knocked over tree, this large metallic piece that seems unnatural for the wooded area, suggesting you're relatively close. And over the course of the next 5 minutes, sort of follow this scattered trail of very obvious but sort of low import debris from this crash, ultimately to a site of a helicopter that has clearly been decimated. The hull is largely intact itself, but most of the back portion of the tail rotor is already broken off and somewhere else. Probably one of the propellers is missing. Like there's obvious impact damage, let alone all of the gunfire holes you can kind of clearly see directly within. Approaching slowly, you see immediately Operative Taurus kind of pull out his knife, pulling out a pistol, slowly walking up towards the helicopter and beginning to kind of look inside.
I got my meat hooks out. I follow suit.
I'm going to say, make an effort to focus for me, please.
$13.
Okay. So it's nighttime, but there's still like very much this clear astral illumination that's taking place because you've entered a space of the forest where this crash itself seems to have taken out most of the immediate canopy coverage. So there is almost this soft sense of visible blue lighting that you're able to at least kind of check some of the surrounding area with. As you are navigating into the area, kind of checking out some of the wreckage debris alongside Operative Taurus, you're noticing that there are a couple standout points of concern. specifically in the fact that there are a couple bullet holes at the bottom portion of the hull that, based on the way you approached it and kind of what your immediate perspective is, there's a number of them that seem to have punched through the bottom and kind of ripped into the hull itself. Almost kind of straight up and down style shots. Not something you'd expect to have come from the side or somebody kind of taking an opportunistic approach. Somebody kind of waiting in line or prepared to put heavy fire into this helicopter. Operative Taurus doesn't seem to be paying any attention to that and is kind of rummaging through bags and trying to kind of steer through some of the wreckage for whatever it is he's looking for.
Sure. I'll let him finish digging through what he's looking for, but when he resurfaces from that moment, I'll just kind of point at those holes with the meat hook and be like, hey, look at these here. See that? There's looks like someone was sat practically under the helicopter, taking shots up as if they knew exactly where the course of this thing was going to be.
Probably not, though. I mean, well, shit.
When was the last time that you, on an off chance, got lucky and shot a helicopter direct from the bottom to the top?
I mean, I've never been lucky.
All right. When was the last time you skillfully shot a helicopter directly from the bottom to the top?
Oh, no, never.
Right, because normally that would require like being directly underneath the helicopter on its.
My gun is also really long, so doing that would, it'd be harder.
I mean, if it were in the air, right? Like theoretically, you should just be able to shoot it, right? Unless,
sure.
This feels like an abnormal thing, right? Like someone was sitting directly underneath the helicopter shooting at this thing.
When you got shot, how long was it before you wished Gwen was still around to help take care of it?
I mean, frankly, I still do. I mean, we got patched up, but it ain't perfect, like.
I feel that way right now. Mage would know what to do with that.
It's like a smoke and mirror thing.
I mean, I'm sure he would say so.
Sure.
That
it
definitely
just
is a little
suspicious.
Questionable, yeah. And you see him kind of reach back in and pull out this large kind of canvas black bag and begin unstrapping these loud snips of Velcro. I found what I was looking for. And he's kind of now examining the interior of the helicopter, specifically looking for some more telltale signs. Pulls out this, what almost looks like a walkie-talkie, but it doesn't have a speaker or a push button to talk. Hands it to you. Hold on to that, please.
Yeah, sure. Stick it in my bag.
And he pulls out an actual walkie-talkie, except for it's extremely bulky. It's probably a good 3 inches thick. Almost looks like one of the earliest car phones or early cell phone styled devices. You see him kind of wind up a small disc on the back of it, doing some minor adjustments. Rose, come in. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, take your time.
Rose, come in. Well, you got what I came for. Try her again later.
Yeah, sure. When you get a hold of her, tell her I said, hey.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the first time that I had a run-in with ARC operatives, me and, my population
Rose?
No, Rose, she fucking ran away from me. She bailed on us in the middle of the night, got her ass captured.
Well, it probably wasn't an accident.
Yeah. We were holed up down.
You know Rose.
Yeah, we were holed up down in Atlanta, trying to keep probably like 60 to 80 folks alive, and Rose and a couple of other unlucky folks stumbled upon our little civilization.
How's the rest of Delta Squad doing right now? Are they still up and running, or what happened?
So they stumbled upon us. Delta Squad is a name that I've not heard, so maybe they go by something different now. Maybe they just didn't say that they had a squad name. I don't know.
Well, they break us out into groups. Just,
I mean, that would make sense. Basically, right? Her and her sister,
Poppy, right?
Right. Yeah, they were reunited in the middle of this like massive attack. Where because there's this asshole, his name was Roman.
Is this like a whole like fairy tale story type of situation?
You know what?
What happened to Delta Squad?
I'll just tell you the whole thing on the walk back, and for the sake of time, I will blow by blow recite the larger points of what happened from David meeting Rose in the CDC building to the massive showdown at the Atlanta Zoo.
Okay. So after the end of this communication, the pair of you kind of walking back, heading towards where you feel this secondary location is, Taurus kind of stops and turns to you. So Rose and Poppy are alive still.
I mean, last I saw him.
Bastion, Gemini, both dead. Kesh is dead.
Well, I never saw Kesh, but presumably, I think presumed.
All right. Yeah, we're missing 3 operatives right now. Did you meet up with Glitch, Pause, or Gear?
Yeah. I don't know that I knew. I don't know. I think I heard people talk about a Gear, but I never knew a Gear.
Oh, wait. And he kind of puts his hand on your chest as you approach the distant exterior of this building now with a massive hole blown out. And he sees this blonde-haired figure kind of moving through the interior explosive exit. Oh, shit. This is it, but something didn't go right.
I mean, story of my life.
Why is the door blown up?
I don't ask questions.
Yeah, you know what? That kind of checks out. We got to get inside. Something's going on here.
Okay.
Addison. As you find yourself recoiling from your swing, vapor turning invisible and quickly darting as a trail of blood provides one of your last few semblance of being able to track the operative. You are fleet to foot and quick and enduring with your pursuit. Lack of visibility causing indecision and the inability to basically coordinate a swing while on the run, trying to specifically hunt down an otherwise trained and experienced operative at both stealth, subterfuge, and any manner of dangerous additions beyond. So for the purposes of continuing to give chase on a target that otherwise is entirely invisible to you after a short period of time, trying to keep an eye on the telltale shimmer and trail of blood, I'm going to say, while you are sprinting forward, make an effort to notice for me, please.
That is a 7 to notice.
Okay. The blood from the pool that Vapor had fallen down in and ultimately quickly surrendered her downward mobility for the sake of going invisible and sprinting away, now sees you quickly trying to spot and eye small trails or drips of blood as you're chasing after this phantasmic-like ghost that is armed and somewhere injured significantly in this research facility. You are brought to a junction. With no immediate telltale sign as to what to do, you are forced to slow down, if only for a moment, to try and get a gauge for what direction she might have gone. But do quickly pick up on the drips, the blood trail, not completely obfuscated by the dead Xerk that you're being run back through, able to pick up some semblance of a location from Vapor's departure. Now more so in a hunting and stalking pursuit rather than a all-out sprint, please make an effort to focus for me.
That's a 12 to focus.
Despite the chaotic roil of the surrounding circumstance, Xerk undoubtedly nearby, and perhaps some unknown encounter up yet ahead, you find yourself undetoured and undistracted as you are continuing to push in pursuit, lining up these tracks as the Xerk begin to file into hallways behind and beyond. You approach a hallway that has 3 doors, specifically focused on the blood trail. One of the doors sits slightly ajar. Your eagle eyes and steadfast determination in this moment suggesting strongly to you, you know where Operative Vapor has run off to try and take at least a brief reprieve to bandage up. A door cracked no more than a couple inches wide, seemingly a hasty retreat inward to provide at least one barrier between you and her. You have a strong inclination that Vapor is likely somewhere beyond, but you don't immediately have a visual. What would you like to do?
Now, I know that Vapor is a trained operative, and things like blood trails and leaving doors open seems a little obvious. Instead of relying on my eyes, can I rely on my ears? Because if she's been running and, you know, she's hurt, I might be able to hear something better than relying on my eyes, which is what she mainly likes to, you know, camouflage herself against.
Your obvious, dialed-in nature, this perfect focus in the surrounding environment, as you close your eyes and focus on your ears, and as you're trying to dial in for these gasping breaths, there's this perfect nothingness. Vapor is somewhere hidden beyond, but her immediate need for recovery seemingly puts her in position and condition to not immediately surrender to a quick sprint, her endurance seemingly pulling through in this particular situation.
There's 3 doors. One's really obvious. She's wounded, she's got guns, she's trained. The stakes are a little too high for me to keep pursuing. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can go back and help Seeker with his leg wound quickly.
I would like for you... well, when you say quickly, are you attempting to sprint and run away?
I want to make it look like I'm going to sprint to try to get her, if she is still watching, to reveal herself, because I don't think she's actually gone. But I just kind of want to do is one of those kind of, oh well, she's gone, I should probably go.
Make an effort to say use your grace here.
That's a 4.
So a quick and hard pound, the heavy heel of your boot smashing into the hallway floor. The starting point for a quick kickoff of your departure for the moment. A slow and subtle tapering as you maintain the pace and purposefully lighten the steps of your feet without covering additional ground. And then again, dialing into your senses, specifically looking to see if there's an immediate response. Make an effort to notice for me, please.
That is a 6.
So as you sit there for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, probably right towards the cusp of what you would likely expect to be that threshold of maybe over investing or putting myself in some semblance of danger, possibly, you hear this kind of bumping shift and a door open and close.
So, given I know where all 3 doors are, can I tell where the sound came from?
We'll say you're purposefully out of view from the doors for the sake of trying to coax her out, but you'd be kind of just around one of the hallway's turns. You heard it open and close, so it was probably not the door that was already open. And based on the distance, it likely wasn't the one at the end. It was probably the one across from it.
I want to just kind of still myself and just wait to hear some breath or some footsteps like approaching my location and get ready to swing at it.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to say make an effort to endure for me in this instance.
Oh, absolutely. That is a 13.
Kind of assumed as much for Addison, but there's additional silence again for a somewhat extended period of time until you hear the very notable sound of sort of pieces shifting and additional equipment being prepped and ready. Vapor probably going through a quick tactical check as well as a magazine reload and whatever arms that she is carrying, readying herself for an additional foray out into danger. The sound of Xerk now continuing to close in around your location. But you do finally hear kind of the actual breathing and recovery phase from something surrounding at least a vague semblance of the first recovery from the sprint that had taken place just moments ago. There's this awkward silence yet again until you hear Vapor. Seeker. You wouldn't understand, but I am sorry. Run closeout. Operational detail. Dutch, we got an issue.
I want to
Seeker's gone bad.
cut her off before she can finish that transmission.
You will have a distance that you'll have to cover in the gap, based on the fact that you're trying to remain out of view. So I'll say
I'll
you
wait.
can certainly do
I
that.
can be
You'd have
patient.
the edge, but it's up to you whether or not you want to take sort of the riskier initiative of the two.
I can be patient.
Okay. So there is a brief radio communique, and you hear Vapor reaching out to Dutch, somehow indicating that Seeker is compromised. Yeah, we have the sample. We just need to get the synthesizer and move to extract. I think the entirety of our connected squad might have some problems and gaps. If you see those survivors or Blue, I need you to watch yourself, okay? Might just be me and you. And you hear footsteps beginning to move your direction.
Just waiting.
I'm going to say make an effort to brawl, and based on your setup and your patience and your situational awareness, you'll do so well prepared as well.
Will a 10 do me okay?
So you hear the footsteps coming towards you as they approach the intersection where the junction meets. There is this slow pause for a brief moment as you hear the steps slow down, hesitation, almost as if she is immediately aware of your surroundings. But as you see her form step across the threshold, immediately swinging this big axe pitch. Roll a d4, please.
That's a 2.
Okay. Oops. Okay. So you see her form already beginning to drift into this invisibility as the axe begins to swing, and you bury it directly in the center of her chest. And you see her eyes kind of opening wide, locked onto yours for a brief moment, stocked, holding perfectly still, kind of looking down, and the cloaking unit attached to her chest is entirely destroyed with at least superficial damage underneath, immediately hindered in additional damage. Not entirely superficial, but not the immediate kill shot that your surprise attack may have otherwise allowed for. But clearly in a little bit of a back-footed situation here. I'll say you have a brief moment of surprise. What would you like to do?
So how far away is a wall?
Your left shoulder is probably right up against one, and her right shoulder is probably right up against a corner as you meet in this hallway's intersection.
As the axe head is in her chest, can I take and put a hand onto it and then just kind of like use my momentum to swing and push her into a wall and push the axe deeper into her chest?
I'll say make a fitness or brawling effort, your choice.
I will roll some fitness. Physically fit. That's an 11.
Okay. As you are pushing this axe head in, you now see that despite the relatively nimble-esque looking form, clearly close quarters combat and stealth operations going hand in hand for Vapor, as she is locking into the axe head, trying to keep it from penetrating deeper. Both of you kind of staring directly into one another's eyes as the axe head kind of vibrates on the edge of pushing through the front of the rib cage. You don't know what you're doing.
Well, Miss Vapor, if you had just been straightforward, we wouldn't be in this here situation, now would we?
You're right. And quickly shoving off to the side and coming back with this elbow strike that sees your jaw completely racked. Go ahead and roll a d4 for me, please. The 17 to brawl here.
That's oh shit. That's another 2.
Okay. So you're kind of stunned and dazed for a brief moment, providing this vague separation between the two of you, now probably just a good 3 or 4 feet apart, sort of quickly facing one another. Seeing you immediately moving towards the sort of grapple distance again, you can see her going for her pistol, as you're kind of reaching in, kind of opting to leave it holstered for the sake of its ineffectiveness, at least in the most immediate of circumstances, but is kind of holding this defensive stance directly in close for the moment. Addison, listen to me. There's more to this than you know. You're out here playing hero, okay? I'm trying to do something real here. Real hero shit. You wouldn't understand. Just, there's more to it than that.
Ms. Vapor, I've seen real hero shit. Operatives came in and rescued me. One called Mage, one called Taurus. Mage lost his life, saving me and a bunch of kids. That is real hero shit. Not
they like looking
somebody,
good, but that's not saving the rest of us. They have you on this fairy tale.
Not shooting somebody that was trying to help you. That's not hero shit. Not shooting one of your so-called comrades. That's not hero shit.
They're not on board with what is needed. What needs to be done.
And that is not what a hero would say.
There is this temporary hold where you see her looking around for a brief moment, puts her hands up slowly. Please, don't kill me.
Where is my axe right now?
Presumably you're kind of holding it. She didn't take it from you.
Oh, yeah. See, I know that's a ploy because people like you, they don't have feelings like that, and I'm gonna strike.
As you're kind of winding up, and you hear this shot ring out from behind you. Roll a d4 for me, please.
Oh, I don't wanna. Three.
You feel the thing as the axe is raised high above your head. This jarring of your form causes the axe to kind of swing down, feeling heavier than it ever has before, and this massive pool sort of pouring through the front portion of your vest, now staining the entire front of your chest in this merlot crimson as you feel the effects of the high caliber round punching in through your back. Make an effort to endure, please.
$11.
So Vapor's ploy, not against you perhaps, but a setup and signal for the recently contacted ally, providing a perfect window of opportunity as the axe head raises up. And despite your inability to kind of follow through on the immediacy of your swing, you are not grounded or immediately devoid of life. Clearly significant and serious blood loss from an otherwise very, very serious wound, likely to take its toll in short order, but you have your wherewithal and ability for the moment. What would you like to do?
Do I see Dutch down the hallway?
Yep, you turn around and see a small, compact rifle from Dutch's form as he kind of puts the gun down. What the fuck are you doing?
She killed Smokey. She shot Seeker. She's off on her own. She's not trying to help us.
Bullshit.
She's trying to talk to Seeker. She's gone rogue.
Vape? And at this point, Vapor's kind of stood up. I don't know, he's lost it, the pressure of the Xerk around. I don't know, something broken.
Taurus trusted me. He asked me to come out here. If you trust Taurus, you can trust me.
Make an effort to use your diplomacy.
That's a 3.
You see Dutch put the submachine gun now on a strap that he's wearing on his shoulder, having located or found the armory in some capacity, pulling out his sidearm and slowly taking steps forward, kind of looking very confused. The fuck? What's going on? What?
Mage gave his life to save me. I'm trying to do the right thing. And I'm just going to back up and slide against the wall.
And you see Vapor, kind of hands still slightly up, starting to take steps towards Dutch. Now, we have to get back on mission. All right? He hit Seeker and he's gonna need help. I need your help. We gotta move. And kind of taking a half step forward, and you see Dutch kind of raise the gun on Vapor.
Seeker's got a gunshot wound in the leg. I have an axe.
I've seen you with guns.
Have you?
All right, Vapor. The test. You see him reach behind his waist and pull out a small grenade. And he pulls the pin out of it. An arc operative exposed to a live fragmentation grenade does what? You see Vapor kind of put her hands down, hand immediately kind of drifting towards her hip, moving towards the pistol. We stay alive. That's right. Ting, and you see the lever pop out from the grenade. And he rolls it down the hallway in between the two of you. Addison, are you looking to do anything right away?
Vapor's not worth saving. I'm a goner anyway, so I'm just gonna lean back and close my eyes.
You hear the hard and heavy footsteps of Vapor sprinting away, looking to enter into the room that she had sort of set up as the subterfuge trap, looking to dive out of the way of the fragmentation. And as you hear the grenade kind of bouncing and clicking towards your position, eventually coming to a rest probably no more than a foot away from one of your feet, kind of leaning up against the wall. A few seconds go by and Dutch begins kind of taking slow steps towards you. Reaches down, grabs the grenade, puts it back. I'm a demolitions expert. I always keep a decor on me. And you see him begin to navigate over towards the room where Vapor had hidden. Turns the handle, facing away, kicks the inside of the door. This one. And throws it into the door as he dives out of the way. Strix, go ahead and roll a d4 for me. In the meantime, Esme. You are in the hallway with Blue as the two of you are struggling to undertake some vague appreciation of gathering in between. However, as you see Addison begin to flee and Seeker fall to the ground with a gunshot wound, a collection of Xerk directly between you separates you from assisting what appears to be Blue's ally, her wounded form leaning heavily on yours. The only Xerk dispatched in the immediate area are the ones that you were able to take out and dispatch yourself. What would you like to do?
So Addison is gone now, and it's just me and this super injured person and this other super injured person and some Xerk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to get rid of whatever Xerk remain in this area, so if there are any that still kind of pose a threat, then I would be trying to take them out. If they seem slow enough and not like too much of a threat, I want to save the ammo, so I would just come at them with the big knife that I carry.
Okay, so I'll let you make an effort to brawl if you're looking to go hand to hand there.
Okay. 9.
Okay. Making relatively quick effort, forcing Blue to at least kind of lean off of you for small moments. There is kind of this gentle leaning of Blue up against the wall in order for you to kind of focus, cutting through some of these as you are still assailed from the opposite side, as Seeker's questionable aim kind of racking off gunfire from the ground as you see he's being approached. Between you and Seeker, though, I'm going to say Seeker is not a great shot. And while managing to not hit you with some of the ballistics, Seeker is being approached by 2 Xerk independent of this group of about a half dozen that you were able to kind of cut down. But I'm going to say you would need a really good and focused effort to brawl through in time to prevent Seeker from further harm, or hope that Seeker is able to do a little better of fending for themselves, or you would need a decent moment of accuracy to try and make sure they're dispatched before they can reach him. What would you like to do?
Oh my god. Okay. I guess I'm going to... I will keep pushing, I guess, reluctantly. I will try to keep cutting them down and get over to those 2 before they...
Okay, make an effort to brawl for me again, please.
7.
Okay. The 2 Xerk moving towards Seeker, hindered on the ground. There's actually an extremely rare jam of the small compact machine gun that he's got attached to his chest, and as you quickly knife one of the Xerk approaching him, the other one is already falling and descending on his form while he is on the ground, screaming, "Ah! Ah! Help! Help!" And he's kind of struggling and trying to fight off this Xerk that is moving to... Oh my gosh. Immediately you see the teeth from this Xerk pushing down Seeker's form, unable to hold this Xerk back at all. You'll have an extremely tight window to be able to take any type of action whatsoever. What would you like to do?
Oh, I think my instinct is to like kick it in the head or something to try to get it off of him. So I just want to like kick it off.
The Xerk's head itself is almost buried in the nape of Seeker's neck. A very difficult and tight, isolated kick you'd have to make, but certainly still one you could attempt to do. Make an effort to brawl, please.
Okay. 5. Kick it. Okay.
So as you are shifting around, looking to kind of get near Seeker's head position, You wind up, and at the apex of the backswing, you hear this "ow!" as the kick lands into the cranium directly on top of the Xerk's head. This large scream in response, easily enough for you to quickly follow up and dispatch of the otherwise distracted Xerk, but with the head recoiling, taking along with it a small piece of flesh from Seeker's neck.
Okay.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I'll let Trevor make a infection roll here. Seeker is hurt and bleeding, quickly getting up, holding his neck. That hurt. Not good.
Sorry. What is we gotta get out of here, right?
Yeah, I kinda. And Blue is kind of slowly pushing towards the pair of you, this trail of blood on the side of the wall as she's still continuing to lose blood. It's okay, Seeker, I'll patch you up. Kind of still fading in and out of consciousness. Falls to the ground and kind of places her hand on Seeker's chest, uprighting herself a little bit. And Seeker kind of, this feels bad. This is not good. This is not Blue? Am I gonna make it? You think? Let me see. You said you were like almost not a doctor, right, or something?
I am not a doctor.
Give me your hand. Or would you help?
Sure.
I'm starting to see things twice as much as I probably should be. So like, if you maybe know a thing or two about a thing or two, now's just the best time. And you see Blue kind of collapse against the wall in the hallway, clearly growing more and more pale.
Okay. I'll turn to, I guess, Seeker.
Okay.
I don't really know what this whole thing is. You're both
what are you?
some organization. I don't really know what.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Just wait.
Yeah.
Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna be okay?
I don't know. I need to go get more help. Whatever's happening, I can't deal with it by myself.
Are you?
So I need to go.
Are you specifically trying to convince him that you're going to get help, sort of obfuscating your immediate departure? Or are you actually taking a glance at the wound first?
I'll take a glance at it, but I'm mostly just trying to make him not feel that bad that I'm definitely going to leave him here to die.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll take a look
Make an
at
effort
it, sure.
to use your first aid for me.
Okay. First aid is always well prepared. 10.
The sight of the bite itself, not particularly damaging. There's no massive physical trauma. A significant amount of blood as it's just offset from some of the more sensitive arterial veins in the throat, but probably not going to die of blood loss, but you can already see some of the spindling black veins emerging. This is a very quick moving infection, and it's likely Seeker won't have long before succumbing to the effects of the virus.
Okay. Yeah. I need to go. This is beyond what I don't know what to do for you.
What do you mean beyond?
I don't know. I don't want to be callous. This is not good, okay?
What's wrong? What's gonna?
You just need to hold tight until I can get somebody here.
Don't. Am I gonna be okay? Blue!
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a
And
doctor.
Blue's kind of leaning against the wall, half unconscious, almost, it seems, from blood loss at this point. What would you like to do, Esme?
Just clocking them. Do they look like they have anything useful I might be able to grab?
I mean, Blue and especially Seeker is heavily armed. There's clearly a large collection of data keys. It's some kind of ARFID collection. He's got attached to a carabiner. He's got a bag kind of immediately attached to one side of him that seems to be full of some kind of electronic equipment. Blue, wearing tactical gear, likely has some of the standard operational type of equipment. You've already seen that she possesses at least one pistol and probably has at least some other forms of weaponry somewhere tucked away, but probably nothing that overtly stands out to you, as the dress underneath her tactical gear is a little bit more casual in nature, I guess you could say. So,
okay. Okay. I need this. I'm gonna try to just take whatever I can get off of probably Seeker. I'm gonna leave Blue. But if you're just gonna stay here, I'm gonna take this with me. So I'm gonna try and grab a couple things. I hope he doesn't put up too much of a fight. I'm happy.
So Seeker is already frantic and panicked. And
maybe I should just put him out. Yeah, I might do that first.
How are you looking to do that?
I don't want to kill him, but I'm going to take probably this revolver and try and maybe pistol whip him just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. A little tiny pistol whip.
Make an effort to brawl for me, please. This is what it's come to.
Brawling, that is a 7.
Okay, roll a d4 for me, please.
4.
And a large thunk as his focus is otherwise oriented right now, sees a quick butt along the temple, causing an immediate calm to wash over Seeker in the form of a drifted and mandatorily imposed unconsciousness for the time being.
Okay, I'm sorry. If I can find help, I promise I'll make it up to you. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna grab a couple things, whatever seems handy and quick, because I don't want to stay here, and I'm gonna bail. I'm gonna try and get out of here.
The front carabiners with the submachine gun and the access cards, probably the two easiest things to quickly clip and remove. And Lexi.
Yeah.
As Esme prepares for some form of better equipped departure, we pick up from you having just exited the prototype lab, the massive fireball explosion ripping through the hallway. A scattered mess of parts and debris and interior fragments of the research lab scattered and strewn about all over. And as you stagger slowly back up to your feet, recognizing there's probably not a lot of time still left in front of you before you have to make some concerted effort towards navigating through the Xerk that are still around. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I want to go the opposite direction of that. I kind of want to see if I can make my way back to where I last saw everybody, because I know they disappeared into that room, so I'm going to head back in that direction. I have a handout with my fancy gloves ready to shoot the peoples. I'm almost more worried about them than the Xerk at this point, but I do know there was probably at least one more hunter Xerk running around somewhere, so I definitely want to be, but otherwise I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm trying to keep an eye out, but I'm keeping an eye out and moving as fast as possible to find somebody that might not be trying to kill me. Probably.
So following the same pathway out, the exact direction that Blue had previously gone, opposite you and Jolene departing in the other direction to procure the synthesizer, you find yourself navigating back towards the central hallway where there is a large swath of Xerk that have been quickly dispatched, and there are parts and pieces. There is evidence of any number of scuffles in a number of different regard, and you're seeing this sort of smeared blood trail on a portion of the hallway, these kind of dotted bumps, almost as if Blue's form had kind of been lingering and drifting.
Can I follow that to see if I can find Blue? Because Blue is like trying to make sure I didn't die.
Even at probably a distance of 100+ feet away, you can see as you turn the corner this trail of blood sort of streaking across portions of the hallway's wall, drifts in a lazy arc down towards the ground to see Blue leaning up against the wall. A operative that you vaguely recall from recent exchange down on the ground, and an unknown figure standing directly over, grabbing items off of his chest.
Hey!
What? What?
Back up.
Okay.
I'm gonna... my weaponry is directed at this stranger that I do not know, and I'm gonna step forward towards Blue. And kind of... weapon still trained on Esme, this stranger. I'm gonna kneel beside Blue and hey, wake up.
Yeah. No, I'm awake. Just 5 more minutes. God.
No. Hey, I got it.
You got what? Do you have a Snickers? Because I've got like a blood sugar thing going on. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Sure.
You know?
I've heard sugar helps with that kind of stuff. So, hey, I have the synthesizer.
Oh, right. Oh, shit. And you see her kind of looking over towards Seeker. Shit.
Am I good to go? I'm so sorry.
No, don't move.
He's been bitten. Like, look at him with your eyes. Hello.
And Blue kind of quickly looks over. I'll say, if you'd like, you can make a effort to use your first aid as well, Lexi.
So good at first aid. Oh my god, I'm so good. Oh my god, -1. You're totally fine.
I mean, he doesn't look great. You can't even ask him. So, like, how bad could he
looks. I mean, you said he was bit.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to pull, because he's pretty close to where Blue is sitting, right?
Right.
I'm gonna try to tug Blue away from him just to get a better look and to put some distance, just in case this stranger is telling the truth.
Okay.
I found you looting a body that wasn't dead. So I'm just gonna try to pull Blue out of the way.
You can see that there is a very obvious neck wound. Your familiarity with anatomy and medical wounds and things of that nature, failing to put a exact pinpoint on the cause, but
okay. Well, it definitely doesn't look good.
Yeah. If I don't get a doctor, I'm probably just so we're clear, I'm probably gonna die. So if we could just make that happen, be super.
Okay, well, there's not a doctor. That's great. There's not a doctor here, so you're gonna have to get off your ass, and we're gonna have to move. Come on.
All right.
I'm gonna. At this point, I will drop my my hand to help Blue get to
Okay.
her feet, and my eyes are actually gonna stay on this individual that looks rough. May have been bitten. I couldn't say. And then I'll look back towards this blonde. Who are you again?
I'm not really with any of them. I'm Esme.
That's honestly probably for the better. Lexi.
Great. You look sturdy enough. So maybe we just keep an eye out on each other until we get out of here.
Sure. Blue's got to come with us, though. And I'm gonna kind of hoist Blue up, use her arm to kind of get her around my shoulder. They're not all great, but they are helpful sometimes. Let's see if we can find you a doctor. I'm gonna look back down at Seeker. Has he done or said anything in this whole exchange?
Doesn't appear to be immediately responding to anything.
Blue, what do you want to do about him? I can't carry both of you. And if we're being very honest, you seem much more useful in the immediate circumstances.
I appreciate the consideration. Fuck is Dutch. All right. Leave me here for now. We'll come right back. We'll come right back.
Leave him here?
Yeah.
Leave you here?
No. Fuck that. Get me out of here. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. All right.
Be right back, Seek.
I'm gonna
Sit tight.
kind of give Seeker's
tight.
foot a nudge just to see if he does anything. And I'm guessing he doesn't. And then I'm just
You see this kind of
Great.
aggressive hand twitch when you kick the foot. Blue kind of already wrapped her arm directly around you, leaning in heavy. All right, let's try and link back up. We need everybody to get out of here. We got the synthesizer. We just gotta find Vapor now.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go.
Come on. Let's go.
I'm gonna start walking. I'm gonna walk in a way that I can keep an eye out behind us, because we're not gonna be. If we were gonna be alone for any extended period of time, it's no longer the case. So I don't want to fight with Blue right now. So let's just. I'll wait. We'll handle it when he wakes up. Relatively speaking. So
as you begin navigating outwards, trying to help Blue, Esme leading the pathway forward, Addison, you are now sat in the hallway up against the wall, a large explosion having just gone off nearby. Dutch moving over, taking a knee directly in front of you, kind of quickly opening up one of your eyes by force, examining your pupils, kind of looking at the wound on your chest. Well, shit, sorry. I mean, you would have too. Like, let's be real, right? So, water under the overpass or whatever. Can you walk?
I have a hole in. Sure, Mr. Dutch. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah. All right, fuck it. Come here and kind of takes one arm, tries to put it over his shoulder, kind of shift you up into a little bit of a fireman's carry position. Don't try not to bleed on me too much. Oh my gosh.
I can't make any promises.
Well, fucking try. Shit. Make an effort to endure for me, please.
It's a good thing I'm good at that. 14.
Okay. So the heart pumping, the shift in body positioning and angle, causing the erratic, heavy flood to clearly wet through some more of your vest. Very obviously and clearly bleeding onto Dutch as he tries to kind of pick up his shoulder and carry you forward. The explosion, the gunshot, the very definitive telltale signs of activity and noise, as it is wont to do, drawing the Xerk closer to your position. And as you're taking a few aggressive steps forward, you hear Dutch's, "Oh shit," and you come to an immediate stop. You see Dutch turn around to see that he was looking at a hallway full of Xerk as you'd watched them fill in behind you before your view was spun around the opposite direction, suggesting that you are probably somewhat being closed in on. Well, Addison, he kind of turns back around to have you face the same direction again. I got bad news and I got bad news. Well, and kind of lets go of your leg, and you hear him unholster his pistol. How are you with a gun there, buddy?
Well, Mr. Dutch, before you shot me, I wasn't that great, and I can only imagine that I'm going to be a little worse right now.
You hear a number of straps and kind of buckles before sort of pulling your arm almost to kind of try and ragdoll you around his form a little bit like a scarf before kind of reaching back. Well, better get good. Kind of handing you the butt end of a pistol.
I'm gonna push it back into his chest. Can I make a self-assessment of my chances of...
Make an effort to utilize your first aid.
3? Is this like way worse than that time I got caught by the bull and I've got that scar on my right cheek from it?
It's probably worse than that. This would be something. You are well prepared, I would remind you. We have an active hype train going.
Well, add 1 to that.
Okay. It's a very severe wound. If you don't seek treatment from somebody who knows what they're doing, at least to patch you up, the wound itself, probably not lethal on its own, but you will bleed to death if you don't address it.
I'm gonna slow you down.
Yeah, I know, you're heavy and big. Why are we talking about this?
I'll keep up for as long as I can, but if you've got a mission, you've got people to save.
Who the fuck
Save
knows
them.
what we're even doing here anymore, Addison? And he kind of like plops you down heavy on your feet, sort of holds your shoulders up against the wall to try and keep you from sliding down. What the fuck is even going on here?
All right, let's do this.
I just killed grenade vapor, disappeared dust pieces.
All right, give me the gun.
Ah, shit. This is gonna be one for the diary, man. I tell you what. Let's go. I don't have one, but I've been meaning to start, and as soon as I find one, convenience store or gas station or something, you know? Shit. Oh, here. This might be the last time, so you gotta help me out here, okay? I know you're a little sticky icky on the back with all the blood and whatnot, but like, back to back. Let's do it. And he kind of like awkwardly pokes his back out as he's pointing his gun towards the Xerk in the hallway directly in front of you.
Dutch and rodeo. One last stand.
Oh shit! And there is this immediate sort of pause, this undulating pride you see kind of swell in his form that vibrates through you as he begins to start popping shots off in the hallway as the Xerk begin to approach. I'm going to say make an effort to be accurate for me.
Well prepared.
You are well prepared, correct, yes.
That's a 6.
Okay. And as you let loose your own sort of cacophony of chaos, this shot exchange ringing down the hallways, both of you are trying to best one another while ultimately providing something in the vein of loose teamwork. And you hear Dutch's gun click. All right. Kind of spins it around and grabs the front barrel. Oh shit, that's hot. It's coming. How many you got left, Eddie?
I'll do a quick check.
The magazine itself, kind of both of you expending a relative abundance of shots, leaves you with 3 of 12.
I got about 3 more.
Awesome. That's 3 more than 0. And behind you, you hear him kind of swinging heavy, this bludgeoning sound of crunching meat as your form is kind of thrown off with the rotating of his body. These heavy thrusts and efforted grunts of Dutch directly behind you, trying to fight with an encroaching swarm as they begin moving towards you from the opposite side.
Can I grab that axe that has done me so well and try to put in some work?
Make an effort to brawl for me, please.
$12.
Both of you leaning on one another, fighting and swinging back and forth as they draw closer and closer. These similarly familiar but slightly different breed of standardized Xerk that you've been seeing. Now up close, dealing with many of them sort of in concert, there's this very obvious transition that you've been noticing over time, and these Xerk directly in front of you providing the best semblance of examination that you've been able to provide. Not entirely different or set apart, but just more resilient, tougher. I'd also like you to make an effort to endure, please. This will be both well prepared and out of desperation, as blood loss now officially beginning to take a significant toll.
8. The
axe in your hand grows heavy. Yet again, your attempts to brawl cleaving through this continuing hallway of Xerk staggered out, not shoulder to shoulder, not tightly bunched, but certainly more than you likely have the ability to fight through if you're just looking to shift back and forth, but you're keeping them at bay for at least the immediate moment. David. As you and Taurus approach the backside of the facility, you see Taurus now has his large sniper rifle out. There's a main central hallway. This is gonna sound really shitty, but like, I can keep an eye on you better from far away, as long as you stay in a straight line for me.
Yeah, I know. You got any firearms I could borrow by chance? Unless you just want me to run around with meat hooks. I mean,
I got just my pistol, but it's already running low.
It's better in my hands.
Make them count. You got, kind of does a quick press check. I hope 2 will get the job done. Sorry.
It's 2 more than 0.
All right. Sounds good. Perfect. I'm excited about this. I'm gonna take up space in the middle portion, directly
All
overlooking the hallway. Don't veer off. If I can't
Copy
see
that.
you, I can't protect you.
Trust me, I need all the help I can get.
Oh, we're fucked. All right, let's go. And you see him kind of pick out the legs of this rifle, plow down on this large kind of grassy hill, and begin lining up the hallway. All right, you're good to move. On you, whenever you're ready.
All right, and I will start running down in towards the building.
Okay. There is probably a few steps that you are hesitantly taking before kind of getting up to speed, looking to cover about this 100-yard gap between the knoll that Taurus is set up on and the actual entrance to the building. And after you've covered about half the distance, you hear this sort of loud explosion and the racking of the chamber as this shockwave passes right by your head. This Xerk almost appearing as if from nowhere, kind of flopping and decloaking on the ground, quickly then immediately blending into the grass outside. Not 100% sure what to make of it for the immediate moment. There's another shot that rings out as you hear another round chambered. And probably about 15 feet ahead, there's another Xerk that seems to pop almost into existence from nowhere and fall to the ground. You turn to see Taurus running towards you. Change your plans! Change your plans! Let's go! And begins sprinting and running towards you.
What the hell are those?
As he is running towards you, his whole rifle is holstered and wrapped around him. I don't know. Run, run, run! And he begins pushing past you at great speed, and you now begin to hear the sounds of Xerk nearby from this sourceless area. Make an effort to notice for me, please.
Yeah, okay. That's it's an 8.
Okay. As you are now at least made aware of the surrounding Xerk and their propensity for potentially being able to obscure their forms a little bit more, you do notice that there are some of these unusual telltale shimmers that you're able to tie to this sourceless audio that you're picking up from some of their guttural noises. Enough at least to adjust your path and avoid what are otherwise seemingly slow-moving Xerk, but not find yourself directly in the pathway of where they might be looking to intercept you. As you shift and kind of navigate away, a little bit more of a zigzag pattern, but certainly safer from what you're able to observe. You and Operative Taurus eventually get closer to the door before you hear him kind of stop and slow down, kind of quickly unslinging his large sniper rifle. Oh, shit. All right, I don't know what's going on in there or what the situation is. That thing I handed you?
Yeah.
That's gonna let our friends know where we are. Do you understand me?
Okay, is it on already, or do I have to push any buttons?
You'll have to turn it on. It could also
Should I do that now?
let some people we don't want to know where we are know where we are.
Okay. So is that like a worst case scenario, turn it on, or like I should turn that on right now?
I don't know. A helicopter would be nice right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, friendly or something else, but I didn't get a ring back. Okay.
I'm down to turn the thing on. I feel like this building is exploding. There's invisible.
It's just a little bit of fire. I mean, I've seen way bigger building explosions than this. That's probably not the right way to quantify that, huh?
There are more things blowing up in there than one Dutch could do.
Yeah, what do you... I don't know, it's Dutch, though. All right, let's move. You cover our front, I'll cover our back.
Deal.
And
All right,
he
let's...
immediately begins kind of turning around, and you hear him sort of taking shots.
All right, I'm gonna push us into the building.
We see? Okay, and from behind you kind of hear, Rose, now be a really good time. Really good time. Seemingly this desperate call and plea when Esme, Lexi, and the operative you are supporting at a distant expanse across as you move towards the back of the building looking to extricate yourself from danger, see David and loud sniper rifle shots coming from behind David's form. What would you like to do?
Hey!
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Blue, fuck! What happened to you?
Can you help her? Cause she's not doing great.
Hold up.
Neither is your friend.
Give me a sec. Let me see if I can do something.
Okay. I'm gonna try to prop her up against the wall for a second for David.
Shit. Yeah, do the thing where you fix it. Do the thing. Come on, hurry up.
Yeah. Okay, all right. And I'm gonna use Gwen's book and my first aid kit to stack the deck as much as possible. Priority 1, stop the bleeding. I will use as much gauze as I have to do this to give myself any kind of mechanical advantage on this roll.
Sure, make an effort to utilize your first aid, and I will say, based on the nature of your tools and additional knowledge you're drawing from, this would be a well-prepared effort.
It's David. That's Esme. I'm waiting for Seeker to show up.
That's a 2, which is really good for me.
So, end of sentence?
That's it.
Yes.
Okay. So as you are examining the wound on Blue, clearly some kind of large gut shot that she's sustained, additional blood and some blood right around the wound already kind of oozing black, indicating some form of sepsis or significant internal damage as part of this process. Bandaging it up, but even doing that doesn't necessarily apply the pressure needed to stem the blood flow at this point. And without proper medical intervention, Blue is probably not long for this world.
What's the... Are we getting out of here? Is that what the general plan is? You all seem very nice, but I'm not keen to just hang out.
That way out is kind of blocked, so is
that
there
way's not good.
Is there another exit in this building somewhere?
We're missing people still.
Where'd they go?
Dutch. And
where's
Smokey
Dutch?
and Addison.
Where's Vapor?
I don't know.
Well, Vapor probably we should not find, or if we do, we should maybe handle that separately.
What?
Blue here led me to believe that maybe Vapor is not to be trusted.
Blue kind of clinging to the edge of consciousness, kind of
Which
trying
way
to
did they
silently indicate.
I'll gesture vaguely the last place I saw, because, oh yeah, I guess she saw, did she see them? Oh, maybe she saw them last, maybe?
I think I'm just gonna sit down for a quick sec, okay? Just cover me, Taurus. I'm just gonna, I got woken up from my last nap.
If we don't get her out of here, she's gonna die. I'm gonna reach and get out this synthesizer and shove it towards him. I don't know what the hell that is or why it's so important, but here it is.
Kind of
You can
grabs
have
it. Oh shit, we got it. David, turn the shit on. Let's get out of here.
My walkie?
Kind of pulls this out. Rose, we got the synthesizer. We're just trying to locate the sample.
I flip it on.
Come pick us up. We'll be heroes and shit. And kind of tucks away the walkie again. All right, where's Vapor?
I don't know. I don't know where Dutch or Addison or Smokey are.
What direction did they go?
I will
Blue?
gesture vaguely where I last saw them, because I saw them last-ish, I think. Because I was headed in that direction initially.
All right, so immediately you have Taurus kind of drop to a knee, grab Blue by the vest and kind of drag her forward. Looking at her, pale now, kind of eyes closed. Shit. I'll hold the door. Go. We need that sample.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Sample of what? What is
We
happening?
need a sample. I need you to get it, and then I need you to come back here so we can leave.
Right. Okay. What's it look like? What am I looking for?
Who had it?
So, Seeker was supposed to get us access.
I'm
Find
gonna
him.
look over at the person that was going through Seeker's shiz when I found
This
her.
might be, I don't know if this is anything. I'm gonna just very quickly produce whatever key cards were in this pocket.
Fuck!
This might be useful.
Dutch!
Shit.
And Addison. Now directly behind Dutch's form, both of you clearly engaged in close hand-to-hand combat against these Xerk, you maintaining control of the small clutch of rounds and an axe. Dutch swinging heavy behind you. You feel your force impacted as if Dutch has a Xerk directly sort of rush in towards him. It seems as if your efforts, your ability to fight on, definitely providing you at least the slimmest chance or opportunity to try and navigate away. Certainly a tight spot, and you're still very much tight in with additional Xerk right now, but Dutch continues to hold his own, and you have thus far. At this point, though, I'm going to say you are dealing with severe blood loss. Your efforts to endure, your physique and fitness, as well as your brawling efforts will all be made out of desperation as your strength and circulatory system begins to remove blood flow to your extremities, trying to keep your internal organs functioning. What would you like to do?
Is this just like a non-stop flow of Xerk just coming at us? Like,
You can see that there is probably a tail end of the trickle. Your lack of firearms and the immediate attraction provides you an end in sight, sort of a proverbial light at the end of the tunnel, but you would have to slug your way through if that's what you wanted to do.
Mr. Dutch,
Yeah, a little busy.
starting to get a little woozy.
And this huge thud directly next to you as he slams a Xerk into the hallway. Stick with it! And immediately throwing this kind of uppercut directly into the Xerk's mouth with the pistol grip, causing this massive dislocation as you see the Xerk kind of fall to the ground directly next to you, continuing to try and deal with a additional rush his direction.
I'm gonna go down soon. I'm gonna
No,
need
you're
you
not.
to Dutch.
Focus! Stay with it! Don't you give me that shit. It's Dutch and Rodeo. Come on! What are you doing
I'm
in
going
response?
to endure fighting, not for myself, but to clear out enough of them that Dutch can survive.
Make an effort to brawl for me.
Four.
Okay. At this point, the axe swinging, but not with the momentum or force that you had originally applied. And with Xerk's non-reaction to superficial damage, your ability to make an actual debilitating strike on one of the Xerk directly in front of you sees it not wince from any pain, but not lose enough functionality as you are immediately accosted. The Xerk grabbing at your shoulders, you feel your back slamming into Dutch as he is alternatively fighting one probably in a very similar situation on the opposite side of you. Both of you kind of wrestling off of one another's back, trying to find leverage and coordination in each other's position as he is trying to throw and you are trying to resist the effects of the Xerk in front of you. Make an effort to endure for me, please.
Okay, not too bad. 10.
Okay.
Wait, no, 12.
Okay. Even with the blood loss causing more and more of a hindrance, making it difficult to maintain your level of effort with each passing moment, your internal resolve, your conditioning as tough rodeo man now, coming to the forefront as you're able to at least stabilize long enough to make a proper assessment and take reactionary action as the pair of you are assailed directly against one another. I need you to make an effort to brawl for me, please.
Okay. Don't. Fuck. It's a 5 with that disadvantage. That desperation.
And you feel Dutch's form slam into you hard from behind, throwing off your momentum actually, and both of you kind of tumbling to the ground, this sort of reverse spooning position as both of you are trying to fight off this assailing Xerk on either side. A continued staggering collection, less than a dozen, but probably more than a half dozen still slowly funneling towards you. And you hear this cry out near your ear, but obviously from behind. Ah, shit! And the Xerk directly on top of you, as well as the Dutch struggling behind you desperately. What would you like to try to do, Addison?
I've got 3 shots left in that pistol. Can I use one to try to shoot the Xerk on Dutch? And then if I have the strength, use another to try to shoot the Xerk on me. And I need to save that last round.
Make an effort to be accurate, please.
What's up? That's a 6.
Okay. Tight quarters in a relatively small hallway without them moving particularly erratically and very much focused and fixated on the pair of you. Kind of sees you rattle off 2 shots, one at extremely close range and one that echoes down the hallway, to see 2 of the immediate Xerk in your vicinity falling and providing you this small window of reprieve. And as Dutch kind of turns to look at you, oh shit. And you can see he's got a large sort of circular bite on one of his cheeks. Kind of looking back and forth. Ah, shit.
Yo.
How many left?
I got 1.
I see that? Kind of puts his hand out.
I hand him the axe and step back.
I have something very, very important that I need you to be a part of here, Addison.
I take off my hat and throw it to him.
That's a nice hat.
It'll look good on you.
You see him kind of lower the axe to the ground. The bite mark on his cheek, already this sort of tendriling black kind of ripping out from the side of it. The axe head kind of keeping him up as you see him slowly kind of climb to his feet. The Xerk kind of latching on directly to his back, him sort of still staring and focused on you as you see this Xerk kind of bite into his shoulder from behind as he kind of...
You got anything left other than that dud?
He pulls out this small sort of cylindrical silverish tube. Oh, mate. And you see another Xerk kind of collapse into his form as he kind of falls down to his knee directly in front of you. You see him flip up a small red safety device underneath a silver and chromoly toggle switch.
I'm gonna step forward, take that last shot, shoot the Xerk that was on his back, and then just take my hat back from him, put it back on, and just give him a hug.
The two of you, in a face-to-face moment as he's freed from the control of the Xerk behind him for the moment. Dungeon Rodeo.
Dungeon Rodeo.
This pop sees the Xerk disappearing from his backside, a small wink and a smile.
Well, you know, my grandmother used to always say, never approach a bull from the front, a horse from the rear, or a fool from any direction. I wonder what she would have said about Xerk. Well, at this point, I guess there's only one last thing to say. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, and this is where I leave you.
To those of you out there surviving, stay safe. Stay alive.